Make the ground shake.
Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Tom or Gummy, and today we are back with another statue tutorial. Today we are doing the Crying Child from Five Nights at Freddy's. So we are wrapping up the Five Nights at Freddy's collection very rapidly. We only have a few left, so please stay patient for the remaining few. They will be out in the very near future. You know what some of them will be. Mangle, some other cool stuff, so hopefully you stay tuned for that. Again, this is very simple design. This shouldn't take too long. This was designed by myself, and again I try to make it as accurate as possible to the game, so it doesn't look the best as it's not like very detailed, but again I think it's better to be accurate to the game rather than make it look super fancy and detailed and it look completely irrelevant and weird. Anyways, if you do enjoy, definitely consider leaving a like, smacking that subscribe button if you haven't already, and definitely check out some of my other videos. Again, I did do a plushie for this statue as well, so if you want to see that, there'll be a link in the description. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the video. Okay guys, so first off we're going to list off the blocks you'll need to build this statue, and then we'll get straight on into building it. So you'll need brown stained clay, white stained clay, blue wool, black wool, and also cyan stained clay. So not too many materials at all, 5 different blocks. Shouldn't be too hard to obtain. But yeah, anyways, let's get straight into building. So, of course, we're going to start on the legs. That is 8 by 12, so 12 tall, 8 wide. So the first layer is 8 brown stained clay. There you go. And I've miscounted that as far as I can tell. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, I was correct. Okay, 8. There we go. So the next 2 layers is also brown stained clay. So right now it should be 3 layers tall and 8 blocks wide. The 4th layer is 8 white stained clay. Now this is to represent his ankles. So we got his shoes, his ankles, and now we're on to the trousers. So his trousers are blue. He's wearing like some blue, like, I guess, jeans or something. So we do 8 rows of 8 blue wool. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now, if you've done this correctly, I'll just grab a map real quick. You can see the floor in this case is Y5, and there's an interesting glitch for you. As you can see, I'm a polar bear. You look down, you see I've got Steve hands. Interesting. 4J, please fix. I don't want to be Steve, I want to be a polar bear. And yeah, here is Y17. So that is 12 tall as intended, and 8 wide. And that is the legs. So again, that consists of 3 layers of brown stained clay, 1 layer of white stained clay, and 8 layers of blue wool. Shoes, ankles, trousers. Perfect. So, next what we're going to do is move on to the body. Now this consists of mainly black wool and cyan stained clay. And again, each layer is 8 wide and 12 tall. So, what we're going to do is start off by placing a row of 8 black wool. To the left of that, we're going to go 4 to the left using white stained clay and 4 to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that is basically just to mark out where the hands start or where the arms start, and to give us a nice, I guess, marker so we can go back later on and build the arms. Anyways, continuing with the body. So, on top of this black wool here, we're going to build another layer of 8 black wool. And on top of that, we're going to build another layer of 8 black wool. So that's 3 layers of 8 wide black wool. On top of that, we're going to build 2 layers of cyan stained clay, each being 8 wide. And we do 2 layers of black wool, 2 layers of cyan stained clay, and then last but not least, 3 layers of black wool. And that will bring you to the top of the body. And in this case, it should be Y29, as you can see, there you go. So that will be 24 blocks from the ground level, if that makes counting any easier. And essentially, it should be looking like this so far. So as you can see, we've got legs, we've got the body, each being 12 by 8 or 24 by 8, if you're talking whole. And now, that leaves us with just the arms. So, of course, I know I am going relatively fast because it's relatively easy, but I will give you guys an opportunity to pause. So again, that is the legs, 12 by 8, 3 layers of brown, 1 layer of white, 8 layers of blue. And then the body is also 12 by 8, and that's 3 layers of black, 2 layers of cyan, 2 black, 2 cyan, 3 black. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the arms. Now this is very, very simple. It consists of 9 layers of white stained clay and 3 layers of black wool. So what we're going to do is go to the left side and just build up 8 layers on top of the already existing ones. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now one thing I did forget to mention, which would probably make it a hell of a lot easier, is that the 3 layers of black wool here should match up with the 3 layers of black wool on top of your arm. So as I said, 9 layers of white stained clay, 3 layers of black wool, and we do the exact same for this side, so we're just going to build up until we hit the black wool. That will probably be the easiest way to do things. Like so, and then the 3 layers of black wool. And once you've done that, you have built the arms, and you are making ridiculously good progress. But again, just for tutorial purposes, this is what it should be looking like so far. You are more than welcome to pause if you need to do so. And yeah, we shall continue. So now what we're going to move on to is making this statue 3D. We've got a nice 2D pixel art right now, but we want to make it a 3D. We want to make it a statue, if I can get my words out correctly. So what we're going to do is get our brown stained clay, and we're going to come down to this brown stained clay here, and we're going to extend it backwards 1, 2, 3 on both sides. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. We're then essentially just going to build it up. So if this block here is brown stained clay, it's brown stained clay. If it's white stained clay, it's white stained clay, blue wool. So hopefully you get the gist. So this row and the next 2 rows is brown stained clay, each row being 4 wide, but we've already placed 1 block, so we're only placing 3 blocks on each row. Next row is white stained clay, and then 8 rows of blue wool. And that is very, very simple, and shouldn't take you a second, as you just saw. So that is 12 tall, 4 wide, and we're going to replicate that on the other side. Okay, so coming around to this side, what we're going to do is just build up 2 using brown stained clay, 1 layer of 3 white stained clay, and then 8 layers of blue wool. And again, once you've done that, that is a 12x4, and that is the side of the leg. Alrighty, so moving on to the side of the arms. What we're going to do is come around to the back of the statue. As you can see here, ignore the snowman, he's not there. Well, he is there, but let's pretend he's not. We're going to come to the bottom of the hands right here, the white stained clay, and we're going to extend it backwards 1, 2, 3, all the way across, like so. Make sure the way you're extending it backwards is the same way you extended the legs, otherwise you're going to have arms pointing forwards and legs pointing backwards, and it's going to be a big old mess. So one way to know you've done it right, if you come down below, you'll see that it is a 4x4 square of white stained clay on both sides, and that's a good indication you're on the right path. Okay, so starting on the left arm, what we're going to do is just simply build up 8 with white stained clay all the way across. And then we got the 3 layers of black wool. So 1, 2, 3, there you go. And again, that is a 12x4, 9x4 of white stained clay, and a 3x4 of black wool. Of course, the right side, being symmetrical, is the exact same. So we just build up 8, 8, 8. And then 3 layers of black wool. Again, that is a 12x4. Okay, perfect. So now we have got our 3D statue. What are we missing? We are missing the backside of the statue. As you can see, we've got this big old area which isn't filled in, and that's what we're going to work on now. So the good news is, this is very, very simple. It's the exact same as the front. So if you want to rush ahead and be like speedy and proper, independent, and awesome, then you can copy it. But anyways, I'm going to run through it nevertheless, just in case you don't want to, and you want a tad more assistance, which is more than fine, but I'm going to run you through it. Okay, so what we're going to do is, of course, go to the back side of the statue, and essentially it's just a game of matching up. So if the block at the side is brown, this part here is brown, so it'll be a 6-block gap. We're just going to fill it in on each row until we start working our way up. So the 4th row is white stained clay, and then the 5th to 12th is blue wool. Once we've filled this in, we can move on to the body, which again is very, very simple. We follow the same pattern on the body as we did on the front, consisting of 3 rows of black wool, 2 cyan, 2 black, 2 cyan, 3 black wool. So again, as I mentioned, once we get to this point here, which in this case is Y17 or 12 blocks off your floor level, we do the pattern, which is 3 layers of black wool, 2 layers of cyan, 2 layers of black wool, Then we have our 2 layers of cyan. And then we have our 3 layers to top it off of black wool. And this gives us like the stripy effect that the crying child has on his t-shirt. And then if you want to do this, just fill this in, and it'll make it easier when we're getting onto building the head. Okay, so the back of the arms, again, very, very simple, just matching things up. So we're just going to build up 8 using white stained clay all the way across. And then we've got the 3 layers of black wool on top. And then we're just going to fill in the shoulders using black wool. So extremely, extremely easy. Same for this side, up 8, up 8, up 8. And then 3 layers of black wool and fill in the shoulders. Okay, so that is it. That is the body complete. Currently, you'll have something that's 24 blocks tall, 16 wide, 8 wide if you're not including the arms. I don't know why you wouldn't include the arms, but nevertheless. And before we move on to the head, I'm just going to give you a quick spin around of what it should be looking like so far. If you do need to catch up, feel free to pause. This is a great opportunity to do so. And then we're going to move on to the head and wrapping this statue up. So, at the front side, it doesn't really matter which side you're on because it's the exact same either side. One thing you could do, potentially, just if you want to differ it up and make it obvious which side's the front, right in the top center 2 blocks, so just work it out, it would be, 6 blocks either side, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks either side, sorry, my bad. And 7 blocks on the right, and then the 2 middle blocks on the front center. You could potentially place 2 white stained clay just to give yourself a little bit of a neck. Alternatively, you could extend that out like so and have like a little V-neck. But again, it's up to you. I don't mind. It's your choice. I'm gonna leave it as 2 blocks. See how I like it after a bit, and we can potentially change it up later on. So again, this is the front side. So we've got the legs, which are 12 by 8, the body, which is 12 by 8, and each arm 12 by 4. The arms consisting of 9 layers of white stained clay, 3 layers of black wool. The sides being 12 by 4. The legs consisting of 3 layers of brown stained clay, 1 layer of white stained clay, and 8 layers of blue wool. Coming around to the back side of the statue is the exact same as the front. So if you've got that, then just duplicate it over. And again, that's 24 tall, 16 wide, 8 wide if you're not including the arms. And again, just to reiterate one last time, is the exact same as the front, unless you've added these 2 blocks here to represent the neck. Okay, so hopefully you're up to pace. You're up to this point in the video. If you aren't, do not proceed, because it just makes your life more difficult. Go back, see where you've gone wrong, and if you haven't gone wrong, then great, we'll move on to the head. So what we're going to do, make sure at the front side, we can, because we've got this neck, we can tell it's the front side. On the left side, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the 5th block, we're going to place a white stained clay and bring it 2 forwards. On the right side, we're going to do the exact same. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the left, place a white stained clay, 2 forwards. And if you do it correctly, there'll be a 6 block gap, which you can bridge by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the second layer, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. And that gives you an 8 by 2 overhang at the front. And what we're then going to do is do the exact same, but for the back side of the statue. So from here, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 backwards and link together like so. And once you've done that, that gives you an 8 by 8 square that should be looking like this. And this is essentially the base plate of the head. This is the template we're going to be using. We're going to build off of this, making the head. So the front goes here, left side, right side, back side, and then the top will, of course, be on top. Okay, so starting on the front side, the face, what we're going to do, the first layer, we're going to change a few blocks. So the first block, white stained clay. Second and third, punch out. 4th, 5th, leave. 6th, 7th, punch out, and then leave the final one. We're going to replace these blocks we punched out with blue wool, and that's to represent his tears, because of course the child is crying. Next layer is the exact same, so 1 white stained clay, 2 blue wool, 2 white, 2 blue, 1 white. Now essentially, what you could do if you wanted to, is you could extend these like tear streams downwards a lot, and make him look super, super unhappy. But I'm going to stick to the normal statue dimensions for this, and just keep the tear streams at 2 tall. So the next layer, the third layer, is 1 white stained clay, 2 black wool, 2 white, 2 black, 1 white. And the next layer is the exact same. 1 white, 2 black, 2 white, 2 black, 1 white. So right now it's 4 tall, and as you can see we've got 2 eyes, 1 on left, 1 on right, 2 tear streams, 1 left, 1 right. The next layer we're going to start incorporating his hairline. So we have from left to right 4 white stained clay, 1 brown, 3 white. The next layer is 1 brown, 2 white, 1 brown, 3 white, 1 brown. And then the final 2 layers is just simply 8 brown. And once you've done that, that gives you an 8x8 square. And that is the front of his face, or the front of his head, should I say, complete. And if you want to pause, you are more than welcome to do so. So, if you wanted more good news, the part is that was probably the easiest part, or should I say the hardest part, and now we're on to the easiest part. Got that a bit muddled up, my bad. But yeah, we're now on to the easiest part, and shouldn't take too long at all. Okay, so on the basis that you've got something looking like this, you've paused, you've caught up, you've done whatever you need to do, we're going to move on to the left side of the statue. So we've got this little platform here of white stained clay, and we've got the first row, so essentially we've only got to build 7 rows. So what we're going to do is on the left side here, on this white stained clay, we're going to build up 1, 2, 3, 4. On top of that, we're going to build up 1, 2, 3, using brown stained clay, and we're going to link these 2 sides up together like so. Underneath this existing row, we're going to place 1 more row of brown stained clay. So that's 2 rows, and then we've got 1 hanging either side, left side, right side. And then we've got this big old gap. So in this big old gap, we're going to fill it with white stained clay. So essentially, it consists of 6 layers of white stained clay, excluding the one either side here, and then 2 layers of brown stained clay. See, it's a very short hairline, but that's very similar to what he has in the game, so I thought I'd keep it more accurate rather than like making it look awesome and being completely wrong. And good news is the other side is the exact same. So on the right side here we build up 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3 with brown stained clay all the way across, and then underneath 1 layer, and fill the rest in with white stained clay. So very, very simple and very, very effective, I guess. Or at least I think. Let me know down in the comments below if you like it. Again, I tried to keep it more realistic than essentially aesthetical, because I think that's the best way to go about things. Alrighty, so moving on to the backside of the head. So the first layer is white stained clay. Second layer is the exact same, and same with the third layer. The fourth layer differs slightly, so we have 1 white stained clay, 4 brown, and 1 white stained clay. Next layer is 6 brown, and then the rest of the layers is also 6 brown, but we're linking up with the other side, so essentially it's 8 brown, and that consists of 3 layers. So once you've done that, it will look something like this. We've got 3 layers of white stained clay, then we've got 2 white, 4 brown, 2 white, then we've got 1 white, 6 brown, 1 white, and then 8 brown times 3. Again, if you want to pause, you're more than welcome to do so. And the really good news is once you've done that, we can just fill in the top of the head, all this gap in here, using brain. You could add a brain, I guess. I was meant to say brown stained clay for his hair. And once you've done that, if you haven't already built a brain, then you are done. So, I'm going to get rid of my hand and wrap this video up. So, this is one of the last statues, the Five Nights at Freddy statues. I guess we still have, Mangle and some of the nightmare characters from Five Nights at Freddy's 4. I will be doing them, so definitely stay tuned, and I'll try and get them out as soon as possible. Again, this is a very, very simple statue, but very effective, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it nevertheless. If you haven't already seen the Crying Child plushie I did, then I'll leave a link to that in the description, and you can add that to collection. But yeah, anyways, thank you for watching. Don't forget to smack the like button on the way out. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I've been Tom or Gummy, and goodbye.
Pull my heart out of my chest, train my mind so I forget. Sink your teeth into my bones, dig me out, then fill the hole. Tear me apart.